very good morning and Jai Hind children. Welcome to biology class. Children, today we will revise the chapter microorganism. So I hope you have done the worksheet that I have sent you yesterday. And if you come across any kind of doubt, if you get stuck in any of the question, please do ask in the group. Okay. So today we are now going to revise the chapter microorganism. And I also sent you the worksheet of microorganisms. So after the class, please do solve that worksheet. Okay, there are extra questions from this chapter. Apart from the exercise question, you should also know some extra question from this chapter and you should practice that. Okay. So now please open your book, open this chapter, microorganism, chapter number 2. Now I am going to share the chapter's PDF and I'll only tell you the important points in this chapter. And we'll do a very quick revision of this chapter. Okay, so please open this chapter number 2, microorganism. Alright, so microorganism, children, the name itself defines its term. Micro means very small. Micro means very small, so small that we cannot see through our naked eyes. जब हम अपनी आंखों से ना देख पाए इतनी छोटी चीज को हम बोलते हैं माइक्रो. ओके, ऑर्गेनिज्म इंक्लूड्स ऑल द लिविंग थिंग्स. ओके, सो द ऑर्गेनिज्म दैट आर सो स्मॉल दैट वी कैन नॉट सी थ्रू आवर नेकेड आईज आर कॉल्ड माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स, लाइक bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa. All these things are called microorganisms. Okay, we can see them with the help of microscope, but there are certain microorganisms that we cannot even see through a microscope, like normal compound microscope. We require a high defined microscope, that is electron microscope, to see such organism. Okay, so what are microorganisms? So microorganisms are so tiny particles that we cannot see through our naked eyes. They are called microorganisms. Microorganisms are also called microbes. Okay, so organisms that are so small that they can only be seen through a microscope are called microorganism or microbes. Getting it? They are called microorganism or microbes. Okay, now there are certain like microorganism, we know it can be a harmful, it can be useful to us. Okay, and microorganism can cause various diseases. The presence of microorganism can cause various diseases. Okay, so all these study of microorganism, like which microorganism cause which type of disease, how it is useful to us, how it is harmful to us, all these types of study of microorganism is called microbiology. Okay, so the study of microorganism is known as microbiology, and the scientists who study these microorganisms are called microbiologists. Getting it? The study of microorganism is called microbiology, and the scientists who study these microorganisms are called microbiologists. And what is microorganism? Organisms that are so small that we can only see through a microscope is called microorganism. They are also called microbes. Now, where are microbes found? So we know that, children, microbes are found everywhere, like from a marshy place to a dry place, from a desert area to a sea, water, and everywhere, every damp place, these microbes are found in one or the other form. Okay, now almost they are found everywhere. I am not going into much detail of it. So this is important here, that microorganisms are hardy because they form a hard covering called cyst around themselves. So to retain or to sustain the very high temperature and very low temperature, they cover their body with the help of a hard covering, that is called cyst. Okay, so ऐसा नहीं होता है कि microbes they does not get killed, they kill, but कुछ microbes ऐसे होते हैं, they are called thermophiles or thermomicrobes, जो कि बहुत ज़्यादा हाई टेम्परेचर को भी रेजिस्ट कर सकते हैं और बहुत ज़्यादा लो टेम्परेचर को भी रेजिस्ट कर सकते हैं, जहाँ पे इवन ह्यूमंस भी नहीं रह सकते. लाइक ड्यूरिंग वोल्केनिक इरप्शन, वहाँ पे तो ह्यूमंस भी सर्वाइव नहीं कर सकते, बट माइक्रोब्स कैन सर्वाइव देयर. हाउ दे सर्वाइव? They create a outer and hard covering over them. The outer and hard covering is called cyst. Okay. Now, in this chapter, children, the very important topic is types of microorganisms. Okay. So this we have also studied in very detail. Now I'm going to quickly revise it. So what are the different types of microorganism? Bacteria, algae, protozoa, fungi, and viruses. So there are 5 different types of microorganism. They are bacteria, algae, protozoa, fungi, and viruses. They are 5 different types of microorganism. Now I will only talk about their special characteristic of bacteria, fungi, virus, and everything. So what is bacteria? What is important in bacteria? That only I'll tell you. So bacteria are unicellular. So organisms can be multicellular, they can be unicellular. Uni means one, cellular means cell. So the organism having one cell is called unicellular. Multicellular, the organisms having more than one cells are called multicellular. We are multicellular. We are having millions of cells in our body. So we are multicellular. Okay. Plants are multicellular. Whereas bacteria is unicellular. They are having only single cell. So they are called unicellular. Okay. They are found almost everywhere. In the air, water, soil, in bodies. Inside our body also the bacteria is present. Now what are different types of bacteria? So depending on the shapes of bacteria, the bacteria is classified into 3 categories. There are 4 categories, but in your syllabus there are 3 categories, so learn 3 only. So what are they? They are rod shaped or bacilli, spherical or cocci or cocci, and spiral or spirilla. Okay. रॉड शेप का क्या मतलब होता है कि वो, I'll show you the figure, wait. So I'll show you the figure of bacilli and cocci and this chapter. Alright, yes. So this one, first figure, you can see it is a rod shaped. This is a rod shaped bacteria. This is bacilli. Alright, here you can see a spherical shaped bacteria. Spherical shape आप देख रहे हो, बहुत सारे गोल गोल circles clubbed and together, they are cocci. Okay, and this spiral ring, spring की तरह होते हैं, spiral, they are spirilla. And a comma shaped is a vibrio. Okay, so there are 4 basic shapes of bacteria: bacilli, that is rod shaped; cocci, that is spherical; spirilla, that is spiral; and vibrio, that is comma shaped. So vibrio is not mentioned in your book, so don't learn it. Okay, leave it. So this we have talked about. Alright, now coming back to the chapter. Okay, so is this clear to you? What is bacteria? They are unicellular, found everywhere. This much you should learn. Okay, and the shapes of bacteria, that is rod shape, bacilli, spherical, cocci, and spirilla, spirally. Okay, this is important in this bacteria. Now coming on to algae. So what is important in algae? Algae we all have seen, it is called kahi in Hindi. So because it is of green color, it is plant-like organism. First, very important. Second, they contain chlorophyll and they can be both unicellular and multicellular, and because they are plant-like and containing chlorophyll, they can perform the process of photosynthesis. So these 3 points are very important here, that is, it is plant-like organism, contains chlorophyll and can perform the process of photosynthesis, and algae can be both unicellular and multicellular. Okay, Now what is the example of algae? That is important. So Spirogyra is a type of algae, Chlamydia is algae, Fucus and Laminaria. So among these you should only learn this Spirogyra is important here. So Spirogyra is a type of algae. Now coming on to protozoa. This is very important, children. So malaria is basically caused by protozoa, that you know. So protozoa is also unicellular. Bacteria is a unicellular. Protozoa is a unicellular. Algae is both unicellular and multicellular. So protozoa is, what is the speciality of protozoa is, they are animal like characteristic. Algae में plant like characteristic था, पर protozoa में animal like characteristic होता है. Why they are animal like characteristic? Because like animals can eat the food, similarly the protozoa also has a property to engulf the food or engulf its prey. Okay, like for example we have amoeba, giardia, paramecium. Okay, so these are the examples of protozoa. You can see here, here, right. This is giardia, this is amoeba engulfing the food. You can see the food here. Paramecium can also engulf the food, and trypanosoma. So all these are protozoa. And children, there are some protozoa like Plasmodium which can cause disease like malaria. Okay, so there are certain protozoa that can cause diseases also. Okay, so this is protozoa for you. This is unicellular, animal like, can engulf the food. Examples are amoeba, giardia, paramecium. Now coming on to fungi. Again, like algae, fungi is also plant-like organism that do not contain chlorophyll. This is important. Fungi में क्या होता है? They do not contain chlorophyll, whereas algae contains chlorophyll. And because it is not containing chlorophyll, it cannot perform the process of photosynthesis. Okay, they can be both unicellular and multicellular. So yeast are unicellular, whereas bread mold is a multicellular. Mushroom are large multicellular fungi. Okay, so these are the examples of fungi. What are the examples? Yeast, bread mold and mushroom. Okay, they cannot make their own food, so they either are saprophytes or parasites. So what is saprophyte and parasite? They feed on waste and dead plants and animals. So they are saprophytes. Okay, they are present everywhere. So fungi are plant-like, do not contain chlorophyll. Yeast, bread mold and mushroom are the examples of fungi. Okay. Now virus. This is also very important. Why it is important, children? First very important thing is that viruses are the link between living and non-living. Yes, so they have been placed on the dividing line between living and non-living. Why? Because when they are present outside, they are dead. They are non-living. Okay. First of all, they are smallest microorganism. They do not have cellular structure. Leave it. So small that cannot be seen by a light microscope. They require electron microscope. Okay. They cannot reproduce by themselves. They require a host body. Okay. So they require a host cell to reproduce. So when these viruses enters the host cell, it can be a human. So when they enter the host cell, then they start to reproduce. Then they become living. Okay. Then they start to reproduce and finally they die. So after the formation of thousands of virus, the host cell of it dies. Okay. So this is virus. So what is important in virus? Virus are very small. Okay. They cannot reproduce themselves. They require a host cell to reproduce. So as they enter the host cell, they start to reproduce and multiply. Okay, so this is important in this virus, and also that the virus are the connecting link between living and non-living. Examples of viruses are tobacco mosaic virus, adenovirus. This adenovirus causes AIDS. Okay, influenza virus causes hepatitis and influenza. Bacteriophage, it also causes various diseases. Okay, basically virus, when it enters the human body or it enters the host cell, they cause various diseases. Okay, so this we will also study. So these are the different types of microorganism. Let's give it a quick recap again. So I'll show you the table once again. So we'll have a quick recap of it. Okay. So yes, comparison, we have bacteria, algae, protozoa and fungi and viruses. So bacteria are unicellular, algae are multicellular. Unicellular, children, please have a look at this table. This is very important. Please read it once, go through it once. So this is very important, children. Please go through it once. So bacteria are unicellular, algae is multi-unicellular both. Protozoa are unicellular, fungi are unicellular, multicellular both. So please go through it. They are very important. So we have basically talked about all these things. Now coming back to the chapter. So now we are going to study why and how these microorganisms are useful and they are harmful to us. Okay, so we know that microorganism can be both. It can be useful and it can be harmful for us. Okay. So how they are useful? They are useful in food and beverage industry, for making curd and cheese. कौन सा bacteria use होता है? Lactobacillus. Lactobacillus is bacteria which is used in making curd. Okay, so this is important here. We are basically talking about lactobacillus here. Now making bread. What is important in making bread? Yeast is important in making bread. Where is the yeast? Yes, yeast is important. And here what is important is fermentation. What is fermentation? So the yeast uses sugar for food. In the process of breaking down of sugar, alcohol is formed and carbon dioxide is given off. This process is known as fermentation. Okay, breaking down of sugar into alcohol and carbon dioxide is called fermentation. जब आप इडली का बैटर रखते हैं तो क्या होता है कि उसको we keep it for a day, overnight we keep it, तो क्या होता है नेक्स्ट डे वो फ्लफी हो जाता है और उसमें बहुत सारे फर्मेंट हो जाता है वो. ओके, दैट प्रोसेस इज कॉल्ड फर्मेंटेशन. बहुत फ्लफी हो जाता है वो. फ्लफी किस वजह से होता है? उसमें थोड़े थोड़े बबल्स दिखने लगते हैं. दैट इज बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेजेंस ऑफ carbon dioxide and that process is called fermentation. Okay, so the bubbles of carbon dioxide given off cause in the dough to rise. So this is by making the bread. इसीलिए bread fluffy होती है because of the presence of carbon dioxide, and this carbon dioxide tries to escape out but the dough does not allows to escape it out. तो वो एक क्या बना लेते हैं? एक fluffy layer बना लेते हैं. So that is a fermentation process. Okay, now making idli, dosa and dhokla, again it requires a fermentation process and they again uses certain bacterias and yeast again. Okay, so idli and dosa are prepared from the mixture of dal and rice which has been ground to a fine paste. Yes, the mixture is allowed to stand for a few hours. As the fermentation occurs naturally, the mixture rises and become soft, खट्टा हो जाता है. ढोकला also requires the process of fermentation, तभी वो fluffy होता है. Okay, now manufacture of alcohol, and this again yeast is required. Again fermentation process is done and alcohol is obtained from beer, wine. All these things are obtained by the process of fermentation. इसमें हम किसको ferment करते हैं? Grapes को ferment करते हैं. और वाइन और उसके केस में वी जस्ट ferment the sugar cane. Okay, so sugar in the barley we fermented. Okay. The other uses of microorganism in food industry is seaweeds. are used as a food in China and Japan. Uh, that is a type of a microorganism. Algin is used, it is a type of algae in ice creams and jellies. So this is important. So basically it is used in food and beverage industry. Various microbes are used in food and beverage industry. So first is lactobacillus, वो यूज होता है कर्ड बनाने में या मिल्क के कोई भी प्रोडक्ट बनाने में लैक्टोबैसिलस यूज होता है. ईस्ट यूज होता है जब भी फर्मेंटेशन की प्रोसेस होती है, चाहे वो ब्रेड में हो, चाहे वो इडली डोसा और ढोकले में हो, या तो फिर वो अल्कोहल के प्रोडक्शन में हो. अगेन द फर्मेंटेशन प्रोसेस इज यूज्ड एंड माइक्रोब ईस्ट इज यूज्ड देयर. ओके, नाउ मेकिंग मेडिसिन्स एंड वैक्सीन्स. So what is antibiotics, children? Antibiotics are basically bacteria and fungi that are used in the form of medicine. That is a antibiotic. Antibiotic हमारे बॉडी में जाता है, it fights with the other types of microbes and viruses and it kills them. Okay, so the medicines kills and stops the growth of diseases causing microorganisms. So they are antibiotics. First antibiotic formed was penicillin. Now it is formed by microbes called Penicillium notatum. Similarly, streptomycin, tetracycline, erythromycin, all these things are antibiotics. Now what are antibodies? Antibodies are present inside our body and it acts as a soldier for our body and it fights with the foreign viruses and foreign microorganism that enters our body. और जब तक वो फाइट कर रहा है तब तक हम कहते हैं कि हमारी इम्यूनिटी बहुत स्ट्रांग है, नहीं तो हमारी इम्यूनिटी स्ट्रांग नहीं है. ओके, सो वैक्सीन इज बेसिकली डन. वैक्सीनेशन इज रिटन हियर और नॉट? यस, वैक्सीन इज वेरी. वैक्सीन आर आल्सो चिल्ड्रन बेसिकली माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स एंड दे आर वीकेंड माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म, जो कि मर चुके हैं माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म या जो बहुत वीक हैं, जो ग्रो नहीं कर सकते. दे आर बेसिकली द वैक्सीन्स and vaccination is done. Why vaccination is done in the early ages? Because when vaccination is done, because vaccine contains a weakened microorganism, it develops the further microbes and antibodies in our body. Okay, so vaccine develops the antibodies in our body and prepare our body to fight with the foreign bacteria and foreign microbes to boost our immunity. Okay, इसीलिए वैक्सीन होती है या वैक्सीनेशन किया जाता है. Then we have insulin. Insulin can also obtain from bacteria. Okay, so they are basically used in a diabetic patient जिनको डायबिटीज की दिक्कत होती है. In agriculture field we know that in nitrogen fixation process various bacteria are used like rhizobium and nitrosomonas and nitrobacter. All these things are used in agriculture field, basically in gram, pea and beans. Okay, in cleaning the environment, how like various saprophytes are there which lives on dead and decaying microbes. Okay, so they kill these waste products, they degrade these waste products into smaller pieces and hence can clean the environment. So microbes such as bacteria, fungi and protozoa help by decomposing the tissues of dead organism. When microbes decompose, this you already know, I am not going into much detail of it. Okay, so this is important here. So I hope you are clear with this. आपको यहाँ पे याद क्या क्या चीज़ें करनी है. सो यू शुड नो हियर अबाउट लैक्टोबैसिलस, यू शुड नो अबाउट फर्मेंटेशन, अबाउट ईस्ट, अबाउट वैक्सीन दैट इज एंटीबायोटिक. वैक्सीन क्या होता है, एंटीबॉडीज क्या होते हैं, एंड यू शुड ऑल्सो नो अबाउट राइजोबियम. दैट्स इट. ओके, सो सम अदर यूजेस ऑफ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिजम्स आर ऑल्सो देयर. Like it helps in the digestive system of cow, goat, sheep. It breaks down the cellulose in them. Then it is also used in tanning process. What is tanning? to make animal skin into leather by treating it with a chemical. तो हम एनिमल स्किन को लेदर में कन्वर्ट कर रहे हैं तब भी माइक्रोब्स यूज होते हैं. ओके, इन बायोगैस microbes are used. Biogas is basically methane. Okay. Now how they are harmful to us. So children, if we basically talk about microbes, तो हमारे दिमाग में सिर्फ नेगेटिव चीजें आती हैं. Okay, so why they are harmful? Because they causes various disease in our body. Okay, so there are certain communicable diseases and there are certain non-communicable diseases. So communicable diseases are those diseases that can be transferred from one person to another. They are communicable. Non-communicable, that cannot be transferred from one person to another. So heart disease is a example of non-communicable disease, whereas this common cold, this corona and everything, they are communicable diseases. Okay, now microorganism causes diseases. So those microorganisms which cause disease are called germs or pathogens. Okay, now the virus or the microbes can be spread through air, it can be spread through food and water, it can be spread through direct contact, through insect which act as a carrier. Basically female Anopheles mosquito causes malaria and Aedes mosquito causes dengue virus. Okay, through cuts and wounds, basically tetanus. So कैसे होता है जब हमारे, अगर आपको टिटनेस है, अगर आपके ब्लड निकल रहा है and this blood comes in contact with other person's blood or something like that, that blood comes in contact with other person, they can suffer from tetanus. Okay, through air, like common cold, flu, chicken pox, all these things can pass through air. Like जब हम sneeze करते हैं तो कुछ bubbles release होते हैं and that bubbles contains microbes, और अगर उसको किसी ने inhale कर लिया, that person can suffer with common cold if and only if the person has a weak immunity. Okay, अगर आपकी इम्यूनिटी स्ट्रांग है तो जब वो बैक्टीरिया आपकी बॉडी में एंटर किया तो आपकी एंटीबॉडीज उससे फाइट कर लेंगे. ओके, दे विल किल देम. नाउ थ्रू फूड एंड वाटर, कॉलेरा, हेपेटाइटिस, टाइफॉइड, दे अकर थ्रू फूड एंड वाटर. गंदा पानी है, फूड कंटामिनेटेड है तो हेपेटाइटिस, टाइफॉइड जैसी चीजें हो सकती हैं. डायरेक्ट कॉन्टैक्ट से क्या होता है, ringworm, common cold, flu, chicken pox, all can happen with the direct contact. Rashes हैं आपके स्किन में, ringworm है, टच हो गया तो it will be transferred to the other person. So this is through direct contact. Insects we have talked about. Cuts and wounds we have talked about. Okay. Now apart from humans, the bacteria and viruses also affects the plant and animals. Like anthrax is a disease that affects humans and cattle. It is caused by bacteria. Viruses cause dangerous foot and mouth disease in cattle. Citrus canker in a citrus fruit. Citrus fruits are basically lemon and we have orange. So all these things are citrus fruits. So it can affect the citrus fruit. Citrus canker affects the citrus fruit. And it is a bacterial disease. Now yellow vein mosaic affects basically bhindi. It is a viral disease spread by insects. Okay. Rust of wheat, it is a fungal disease. Now children, from here question can come, which among these is a fungal disease or which among these is a bacterial disease. So such type of question can be there from this block of chapter. Okay. Now preventing the spread of communicable disease, this nowadays we know it better. Wear mask, don't come in contact with the people, don't shake hands publicly. So all these things, by these prevention we can protect ourselves from communicable diseases. Now microorganisms can also spoil food. वो खाना भी खराब कर सकते हैं. Okay. सो जब बहुत ज़्यादा फर्मेंटेशन की प्रोसेस हो जाती है, इवन इन इडली एंड डोसा बैटर, तो दे गेट सो सॉर दैट वी कैन नॉट ईट इट अगेन. सो एंड इफ वी ईट इट, our stomach get upset and various diseases can occur. Now food preservation, how we can preserve the food. So we can preserve the food either by killing the microbes or by stopping them from growing again. Okay. So heating, pasteurization of milk is important here. What is important is in pasteurization of milk, what we do? We heat at high temperature of 70 degree and instantly after half a minute we cool it down quickly. तो बैक्टीरिया क्या हो जाते हैं, मर जाते हैं. And this process was performed by Louis Pasteur and hence the name was given pasteurization of milk. कूलिंग, फ्रिज में रख देते हैं कोई चीज़ तो वो स्टोर्ड रहता है फॉर लॉन्गर टाइम, तो जो माइक्रोब्स होते हैं वो ग्रो नहीं कर पाते हैं. सो वी कीप इट इन अ कूल प्लेस. नाउ केमिकल प्रिजर्वेटिव्स, we add certain chemicals like benzoate, like sodium metabisulfite, all these things to control the microbial growth. Basically jams, squashes and ketchups are having such types of chemical preservatives. We can also add salt and sugar to inhibit the growth of bacteria. Oil and vinegar basically in pickles and fruits, like you must have seen the onion, pink color onion, so vinegar is there in that onion so that it remains as it is for a longer time. Okay, so all these things are acting as a preservative. Drying and dehydrating, हम उसको स्टोर में रख दें और कोल्ड स्टोरेज में रख दें फॉर कीप इट ड्राई. Canning, what is canning? So canning consists of sterilizing the food and then sealing it in an airtight container. This prevents it from getting spoiled for over a year. So this is important in this chapter, children. Okay, so that was about the chapter microorganism. We had a very quick revision. So children, I'm going to share the worksheet of this chapter microorganism. Please solve this worksheet, that is very important. And children, I'm again repeating it. If you come across any kind of doubt, do ask in the group, first thing. Second, while attempting the paper, please read the question very carefully and then attempt the question. Any type of question can be there from within the chapter, from the exercise, and from anywhere the questions can come. In the form of fill in the blanks, in the form of match the following, in the form of like figures can also be there. So please do study well, attempt the paper very properly, very attentively, and study well, children. So that's all for today. Thank you everyone and all the best for your exams. Thank you, children.